It is departure day to Fight City for Anthony Smith. But more importantly, it's Anthony Smith's birthday. Happy birthday, my friend.
Thanks, dude. It's a fucking good day. You know how long I've been waiting for this goddamn day? I don't even give a shit that it's my birthday. It is travel day. We can get all this media shit out of the way and go. It's like you just wait for this day. You just go, you get there, you get your workouts in at night, you slowly get your weight down. It's a long hangout sesh with your boys and just get it going.
Yeah, just get it going. Well, exactly, because all the hard work's done now. Now it's just fun. What's been the hardest part of this training camp? And don't say doing the podcast.
No, it's been, I think just the difference in training. It's been like, I don't think I'm pulling the curtain back here. I think we all know what's going to happen when that bell rings. It's going to be fucking chaos. And I think just getting myself physically prepared for it has been the toughest part. Typically, I'm trying to be the clean tactical technician. You know what I mean? I'm trying to sharpen that sword, and we got all these plans and just trying to stick to the game plan. And I'm not doing that this fight. I didn't do that this training camp. I don't know, man. I just prepared myself for a fucking battle. And I've said this over and over and over and over again. I'm going to set that fucking octagon on fire, and I'm not going to be the first one to step out of it. So mentally and physically, like, I have to prepare myself for that. And so it's been real tough.
I mean, come on. If that is not a promo for a fight, I don't know what is. Holy shit. So basically, you've prepared yourself for every eventuality. You're just going to go out there. You're going to fight on instinct. Obviously, you're going to be the aggressor. You're going to take the fight to him. And what will be, will be. And hopefully you're ready, no doubt you are, for any situation that comes your way.
Yeah. I made sure of a couple things. I wanted to make sure that I was stronger than I've ever been. The numbers, that's easily, it's easy to figure that out.
Yep.
Conditioning wise, I needed to make sure that I could put my foot on the gas and not have to let up at all. And I made sure that I did that. And so, you know how it is, like certain fights, you have to bring certain, like, different tools to the fight. And I don't think this isn't one of those fights where I need to be really mindful of my P's and Q's. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not fighting Glover Teixeira where we got to, like, really, really be careful for this one technique that he does really well. Or, John Jones was different. There's a couple things you got to worry about. Alexander Gustafsson, you got the uppercut and the movement you got to worry about. Ankalaev's he's not that type of a fighter. He's very well-rounded, but there's not one thing that just really stands out. So I needed to completely across the board make sure that all my weapons were sharp, but really just make sure that I'm stronger, that my conditioning is better, and that I can push hard for 15 minutes. I don't, maybe it's because it's fight week and I'm fucking crazy confident and I'm feeling really good, but I don't think there's a guy in the division that can beat me in a 15-minute fight.
Well, that's how you're supposed to be feeling the day you're flying off to the fight. So well done. And the conditioning, I always say that's the most important factor. Of course, you got to know how to fight. You got to know all your skills, and you do. You're a black belt in jiu-jitsu. You got God knows how many submissions. You can wrestle. You can strike. You can do all that shit. But then if you're not in the best shape possible, that's when shit starts to go wrong. And when you are, and when you're strong, and when you're fit, and you're ready mentally as well, it's a good place to be, buddy. It's a good place to be.
It's a fucking good place. And I think that's why I feel so good. Like, there's nothing he does that, like, has kept me up at night. You know what I mean? Like,
what's the biggest thing? What's the biggest threat? The wrestling, you think?
No, I don't. It's his pressure. Like, I can't let him walk me down like he does everybody else. And that's where that fucking battle's going to be.
Yep.
It's going to be in the first 10 seconds because he wants to take the center and walk me to the cage. That's his box. That's his safe zone. He does it to everyone, and he just walks them around the octagon and picks his shots from the outside, and it kind of leaves you trapped because you don't really have anywhere to go. I'm not letting him fucking do that. That's not happening. And that's where that battle's going to be. It's going to be a dick swinging competition for a little bit because he's not going to want to take a back step, and neither am I.
No.
And I'm 100% confident that at some point in time, he's going to have to.
I cannot wait. I'm excited. I mean, it's a good fight card, but for me, this is the one that stands out. Obviously, I'm biased. We work with you, we're friends, but it's just a fucking great fight, And have you heard any rumblings from the UFC that when you are victorious, you get a title fight eliminator or something like that, or even straight to a title shot? Have you heard anything?
a while ago, maybe a month ago, Dana said on a podcast that this is the #1 contender fight.
Of
Things change over time, and
course.
you know, I totally understand that. I know that Glover's really pining for a rematch, and that's one of those situations where it's like, God damn, it's hard to really say anything about that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the dude's just such a good guy, so you don't want to kind of shit on him. But I think that the reason they haven't booked Yuri in a title fight is I think they're waiting on this one to see what happens. You know, if it's a snooze fest like Ankalaev sometimes gets into, I think that they'll go a different direction. But if what happens, I don't think they're going to have a choice. I don't think there's a choice. They don't have an option.
If you come out like you did against Ryan Spann, I can't wait, because you were a fucking maniac. You were terrifying in that fight in the best way possible. You came out, you were on fire, and it sounds like you're going to be.
And I'm better now.
Let's go.
I feel like even though I'm 34 years old today, I feel like I'm just getting into my prime. Like I've always kind of been a little bit of a late bloomer, but I feel like I'm like physically and mentally I'm in the best place that I've ever been, and things are clicking and it's just coming together. Sometimes it's kind of scary. Like there's been a few times in the gym where I'm like, fuck, this is going too good. Like I feel like I'm way ahead of schedule, and I just decided just to, step back and just let it be what it is.
Well, you will be just entering your prime now, because obviously 34, you're still a young man. But every time you do a training camp, you get better. You apply yourself, you work on different things, different game plans, different strategies, different skills. But not only that, then you learn about yourself, how hard you should push it. Because after every training camp, you can look back and say, wow, I did this wrong. I did that wrong. My mental approach was all wrong as well. And it's a learning thing. It's a trial and error almost. Every time you do it, you learn a bit about yourself. That's why you want good coaches, experienced coaches. But ultimately, you're the one in there, and it's your body, and you know how it feels and what it best responds to. And as I said before, the mental approach as well. And taking days off, having a little rest, swimming with goddamn turtles in Aruba. If that's what makes you happy.
I got my Aruba shirt on.
There we go. Well, I can't wait for it, mate. Very, very excited. So we'll be watching very, very closely.